Guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Southampton content for our match review as Southampton came from 2-0 down to beat Burnley at St Mary's this afternoon. A massive win in the race for survival, an Easter miracle, and yeah, I'm very happy with that. But before we get into it, do make sure you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet already, with your notifications turned on. Follow us on our socials, and as always, this video is kindly sponsored by the guys over at Pitch Sport. Make sure you've downloaded the app if you haven't yet already. Right, let's get into it. Now, in terms of the start, woeful, really disappointing start, to be honest, and as bad as it is to say, I wasn't necessarily that surprised. Burnley came out with a point to prove. They wanted to get the job done and book their safety as soon as possible with a win, and they played well. They were physical in the first 30 minutes. They were very physical, kept most of the ball, and we just couldn't string passes together. It was simple as that. They were the better side by a country mile, got in behind a couple of times, took the lead through a penalty. And I think it's a penalty. I think VAR has probably been looked at in a decent light today, actually, with that decision. It took a while. Mind, it did take a while because Eric Peters had to be treated. But Walker Peters slides in on him in the box, doesn't get the ball. It's a penalty. Obviously, I'm saying this after we've won. I think if we hadn't won, I would be a bit more frustrated with the decision. And of course, I am. But Andrew Mariner wasn't really rightly placed to make the decision. So VAR rightly overtook and told him to have a look at the monitor. He did. Clear decision, clear penalty, and it's 1-0 from Chris Wood. I have to say, Walker Peters conceding the penalty, he didn't have his best game today. I think he set himself very high standards, and I hate criticising Saints players. But yeah, I think that's probably one of his worst games in a Saints shirt. I hate to say it, but he just wasn't at it today, in my opinion. Gave the ball away a couple of times cheaply, a few dodgy touches. But obviously, when he goes forward as well, he was good. I'm not necessarily saying he had a bad performance, but with the high standards he set for himself, it wasn't his best today. But there was no reaction. Going down 1-0 early on, we could have reacted and put a bit of pressure on the Burnley defence. We didn't, and then they went and made it 2-0. Matty Vidra scored with what was a questionable goal. I think it's divided the fan base in the sense of whether it was Forster's fault or not, or whether he could have done better. For me, I think any goalkeeper can do better in that scenario, but it's on the half volley. It looked like he was going to take a touch, but he didn't. He hit it very quickly with a lot of pace, vigour, venom. I think it's just gone past Forster before he can even react. What I will say, though, is it's poorly defended by Jan Bednarek. He doesn't win the header against Wood, and that leaves Vidra 1-on-1. It's woeful defending. But then after going 2-0 down, the reaction was excellent. Armstrong with a tidy finish to make it 2-1 soon after. And then the goal from Ings to equalise before half-time. It just oozes class. It tells you everything that Danny Ings is about. He beats me for pace. He then dummies Tarkowski in the box and puts a cool finish past Pope. It's sublime. It tells you everything that Danny Ings is about. It's one of his best goals this season. And it should remind Saints fans how big a deal he is to this football club, how big a player he is. When we don't have him, we are a worse team by a country mile. And having him back, I know he's not had his best season. He's not been excellent this season based on what he was last year for us. But if we lose him this summer and he doesn't sign that contract, he's going to be a massive miss. And that goal should just remind the Saints fans that are starting to forget that, because he is arguably our best player. He's our best goal scorer without a doubt. Like I said, not been his best season based on last year, what he did. He's had a few injuries, hasn't looked at it, or hasn't really looked that interested at times. But that goal emphasises just how good he is. But in the second half, I think there was a lot of worry, or half time, there was a lot of worry that we wouldn't come out and play well, because we ended that first half with an intent to go score a third. We were excellent. We were playing like we'd been playing at the beginning of the season. And obviously, second halves of late just haven't been good enough. I think Brighton's a great example of that. But fair play to us. We came out, played well. Burnley put a bit of pressure on us. But then after that, I thought, we got into the groove and knocked on the door. It was sooner or later we were going to score the third. And we did. Ings got in behind, had a shot, made its way to Walcott, who crossed. And Redmond had a volley. And yeah, it's a great finish from him. Cool, calm and collected. He's my man of the match actually today. I thought he was absolutely sublime based on what he's done recently and how poor he's been at times this season, or a lot of times this season. It looks like those 2 goals against Bournemouth before the international break has given him a lot of confidence, because he played very well today, got an assist as well. So I'm delighted for him. Yeah, he's my man of the match. But then after that, we should have scored more. We should have gone and scored the fourth, maybe in the fifth, to put it beyond doubt. And because we didn't, we invited a lot of pressure. The last 20 minutes were so nervy. We still had chances on the break for ourselves. I think Adams came on with 5 minutes to go, played through one-on-one and missed the target, which is obviously something we need to look at. We weren't clinical today, really, with the amount of attempts we had. But all in all, it's a win. It's a good performance on the whole. And yeah, we need to go into West Brom with that same confidence. But 36 points, though, I'd be saying we're safe now. I think that win kind of secures it with 8 games to go. So yeah, I'm a lot more calm, let's say. I think if we'd lost today, it would have started to look a bit ugly. But we can go into those cup games, or that one cup game, hopefully 2 cup games, with a bit more confidence, with a bit more relaxation in terms of the Premier League. And yeah, I think we're safe now. But thank you very much for watching, guys. That is it for the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed it, leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. Follow us on our socials, and we'll see you next week ahead of the West Brom game. Take it easy, guys.